Yeah. So thank you very much. We'll go to the next song here. We have Night High. Night High is the artist name, I think. Alive. It's a finished release. So he said, "This is a new song that I made since I came back from years of a hiatus as a producer.
Ooh, the return.
I started in 2012 as an EDM/dubstep artist. After a hard drive corruption and some personal issues, I went into hiatus. But I've been getting back into production for the past years. This track is one of my early forays into instrument and vocal recording. Hope you guys enjoy.
Let's go.
Thanks, man. Can't wait.
Welcome back.
All right, so we got Alive, Night High. Let's do it.
Fly me away, while the skies look gray. Every day it's the same. Girl, why can't we stay on the same wavelength? Wanna love me like that? And why do I wait for the same old dreams, even with the new scene? And I always smile anyway. Bottle every day keeps me tucked away. Pour it up for the night. Can we just try to feel more alive? I feel stressed all day, I don't know the fuck to do, cause I just wanna shoot myself up. Pour it up for the night. Can we just try to feel more alive? I feel stressed all day, I don't know the fuck to do, cause I just wanna shoot myself up. Don't think I will find another like you again. All my friends will finish up the bottle for me. I guess another life will learn to love each other. It's fucked up, but I wish that I had never met you. I can feel you, I can't feel you. This ain't the real you. I take these pills cause you got me in my feel shit. I don't feel rich. Try to numb the pain, don't miss me at my old days. Really I do though. Past mistakes show, bottle my emotions and I drink it down, flamethrower. What do you reach for? Don't really feel blessed. The ones at the top just know how to forget. Don't think I will find another like you. Just fly above all the clouds and I'll forget you. I'll forget you. Pour it up for the night. Can we just try to feel more alive? I feel stressed all day, I don't know the fuck to do, cause I just wanna shoot myself up. Pour it up for the night. Can we just try to feel more alive? I feel stressed all day, I don't know the fuck to do, cause I just wanna shoot myself up. Pour it up.
I like that vocoder.
For the night. Can we just try to feel more alive? I feel stressed all day, I don't know the fuck to do, cause I just wanna shoot myself up. Pour it up for the night. Can we just try to feel more alive? I feel stressed all day, I don't know the fuck to do, cause I just wanna shoot myself up. Don't think I will find another like you again. All my friends will finish up the bottle for me. I guess another life will learn to love each other. It's fucked up, but I wish that I had never met you.
Whoa.
Okay, that was Alive, Night High. Sorry, I got up because we had like a malfunction. My TV just like shut off.
We've got some chats here.
Oh, we got some chats?
Some, interesting comments.
Let's see. We got, I don't know what that emoji is, but
Is
it's
it
like a cat. Like, dude's got a decent voice, but it breaks a little as he goes up in octaves. This is pretty unique, though. I feel like a less emo, more death metal rap tone would make more sense for his voice, but I appreciate the ambition. It's a Ghost main tone of voice. Got the mini Daft Punk effects out there.
Yeah.
The first thing that I thought was I thought there was a lot of clashing.
Yep.
A lot of clashing frequency-wise with the where synth and his voice. Yeah, it's all mid-range. It's all clashing together, and we want to be able to, hear what you're singing about and like really like hear the voice that you have, which I do think it sounds decent. I think there might be some tone issues. I might be getting into detail. So overall vibe, I think it's like emo, almost emo hip hop, emo hyper pop kind of vibe, but not as like high octane. I don't know the terms of the lyrics. I wasn't there for the whole song, but it seems like a heartbreak kind of song. Is that?
Yeah. I mean,
what you got from it? I think it was okay for a vibe. Yeah. I just have a lot of things to say as a vocalist. Like this is where I'm like ready to crack in because I think he does sound pretty decent in terms of voice, but there's some things I would change immediately. So I think vibes, I would say yellow to green. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I just think this is like it's pretty fucking cool. But it could be really fucking cool.
Yeah,
and a lot of it, it's like honestly, some of it does come down to the other levels of like production and content.
Yeah,
that help to make it feel cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like make the cool more easily digestible to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the style is really unique and interesting. But yeah, do you want to go into detail?
Let's see. I just like this comment. Yeah, dude definitely has stood on a ledger too. I mean, he said he was going through personal problems and like, we're glad that you're here today and you're here submitting. Like we love that.
Look, it's a style that the world needs, okay? I mean, for the vibe that it's trying to give, I'd give it yellow to green. I mean, yeah.
Yo, this guy good though. Like the lyrics are pretty concerning. But dude, that's how you know it's
closer to lyrics.
That's how you know it's good. I wish I did.
Comes from a real place.
As someone that's been there, fetishing suicide seems kind of juvie. Yeah, it does seem, and I think emo as a genre is kind of like that. It seems a little for the young folks, but I still kind of
the young folks got to have music to listen to too.
Yeah, and honestly, like okay, so in terms of influence, I want to dive into vocal production right away.
Go for it.
But so content. Let me go to content.
All right.
Okay, so I mean, arrangement wise, I was gone for a little bit because I had to fix some technical stuff. Arrangement wise, I think it was okay. Like nothing stuck out to me as like this seems out of place in terms of frequency and stuff, which frequency balance and stuff like that, clashing, which I'll go into in production. I definitely have some tips.
Bo is right. By the way, sorry, Bo is right with his comment.
What do you say? Read it.
He said, "I think music fetishizes everything." True. Yeah, that's very, very true.
Yeah.
But anyways, go on.
I think maybe I could put this into content. I would slap autotune on this guy right away. Like right away. I think,
dude, it would work well with that.
Yeah, I think you like turn the retune speed all the way up. So in the beginning, I heard what is it? I heard some tone issues, some tuning issues between the clashing synth and the vocal that you're trying to deliver.
Yeah.
So I mean, the beautiful thing about autotune is even if you're off a little bit, it'll correct you to a good note or a unique sounding note, and it'll all be in key, and it'll sound really good, and it'll kind of maintain the emotion that you have. So like sometimes when you're doing this super emotive emo stuff, whatever, what does emo stand for?
Emotional.
Yeah, emotional. There you go. Like you have a tendency to fall off pitch, but I mean, the beautiful thing about autotune is you slap that on and it sounds fucking good.
Well, let me add one asterisk to that. Is like I know a lot of the people that I know who choose not to use autotune. It's because there's like a moral reason. Like I don't want to right, which like is total bullshit because all the music that you probably like has some element of that on it, unless it's super super underground or whatever, and maybe the vocalists are just really damn good.
Yeah,
but it's not even like there's different ways to use autotune or tuning. I almost don't even want to use the word autotune because like if you're going for the stepped thing, which I think could work well with this.
Yeah.
Then that's definitely, you could just use straight up autotune for that. Yeah. But if there's little issues with just like, oh, that one note is a little bit off, just use a little bit of pitch correction. Like the point here isn't to be saints. The point here is to make music that's the most enjoyable for people to listen to.
Yeah.
So just do it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
so I've been listening to some hyperbop shit, some emo hip hop, like new wave kind of, I don't even know what to call it. But one artist that he kind of reminded me of, if I stripped away all the autotune, he kind of sounds like Midwest. Midwxt. Akil, if you know him, let me know what you think. But I think if you slapped some like pretty strong autotune on this, I think it would sound pretty good. Like that whole wave has lyrics that are pretty juvie, pretty abrasive, pretty emotional, and they have the still same kind of vibe. I think it would work really well here. If I was your producer, I would slap some autotune on it for sure. I think it would fix your tone corrections too. And me, I've been dabbling in autotune, and like for this kind of genre, you almost don't want to sing perfect because if you do sing perfect, there's no like motion that the autotune gets. Like you don't really hear that robotic like weird shit that I honestly love with these types of songs. So I really would want to experiment with throwing some autotune on your voice. Yeah, in terms of let's see, I kind of rambled. Josh, what do you think? I'm stuck on vocals, so like, do you have anything on instrumental?
No, I mean, the clashing is the biggest issue for
between
sure.
the vocals.
I mean, between a lot of things, not just the vocals. Like the vocals happen to also partly live in that space, that mid-range space. But there's a lot of mid-range buildup, and usually the culprit for that is just that your speakers or your room are not showing you that frequency range adequately. That's super, super common. If you look at like frequency response graphs of a lot of popular monitors, even like KRK Rokits or whatever, or even some of the Yamahas, although those are very good. Like that was my first set of monitors, and there's really nothing wrong with them. But just be aware that there could be holes. They're not completely flat, of where there's a little bit of mid-range missing. That is where it's very easy for buildup to happen.
Yep.
And so it's just a matter, again, of checking against different systems and stuff. Or maybe it does come through on your speakers, but just being aware of it, and then helping things not clash with each other in that area. That's my main production comment. But yeah, vocals, same thing. I think they could just be sort of like either like fit to the style a little bit better, just made a little bit more like clean, and I think the auto-tune can help with that. There's just a couple of areas where like pitch maybe sticks out a little bit. But yeah, I think auto-tune's one route to add that correction, but also make it stylistic.
Yeah.
So that's an option for sure.
It's kind of like what Boy Ponder's saying. Auto crooning is a thin line, TBH.
Well, and I love that shit sometimes, but it could fall into unserious category. Yeah, if you do auto-tune too blatantly and it's not used in an artful way, it's a tool, but it's also an art. So make sure that you're doing it in a way that sounds good.
Yeah.
Because you can just say, okay, they told me to set retune speed to 100 or whatever, and fucking... it should sound good, but use your ear.
It makes a lot of people sound good, and it's kind of getting oversaturated. And I think it's kind of like the reason why, for the like Midwest, for example, he has that auto croony kind of style, which a lot of people have, but the beats that he's on are like ridiculous in terms of production. Like they're everywhere. And so it gives you something else to listen to that you've probably like heard this kind of auto crooning style before, but like the production is just ridiculous to listen to.
It's directly related to the production.
Yeah, and I don't think like you're going for something as crazy, but I would experiment with that on your voice. I think it would sound pretty good. So so if I were to go back, so content, I think it's like yellow, mostly like if I was a producer, like I said, try autotune, see what happens. Production, I think there's a lot of clashing. So I don't know the exact situation. I think you said that you recorded and mixed everything and even like recorded some instruments. But for that synth specifically, if you really want to keep it in there, I would really try to do some dynamic EQ on it to help it not clash in the mid range with the vocals. So briefly, I've said this before, but I'll just like try to do it in a speedy way. So for dynamic EQ with vocals, trying to make it sit with the instrumental well. What it basically does is duck the frequency range that where your vocal sits at. It ducks that part of the frequency range of the beat or the synth. In this case, I would put it to that synth, that whoa kind of wobbly synth. So I would like sweep your vocal frequency wise, find the frequency range of band that like your voice sounds most present in, and then take that same frequency, put it into a dynamic EQ, subtractive EQ for the beat. That synth specifically maybe, and then have it duck as your voice comes in. So you can do that with the dynamic EQ. I think that's a tip that I would say.
I mean, ducking's one way to do it, but I feel like it can also sort of subvert the actual issue. Like if your problem is
composition's like step one.
But if your issue is specifically frequency clashing, you should address it with EQ first. And especially if it's in a frequency range where there's a lot of shit clashing.
So you're saying like just straight static EQ?
Yeah, like I don't think it's not just the vocal clashing. It's instruments clashing with each other that also happen to be clashing with the vocal. It's like a multi-way car crash.
Yeah.
So like you need to like move those cars out of the way of each other, not just put a big airbag in front of one of the cars. You definitely need to go in and one tip for that, for making it a little easier in identifying which ones are clashing, try muting one track at a time, like just each one separately, and seeing when it feels like some of that goes away. That's probably going to be easier than going in and trying to sweep each track.
Damn, bro, breaking my mic back
fucking
there.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier than sweeping with EQ through each track. Just go and mute one track on a system where you can actually hear the vocal clashing or the mid-range clash, and then see which one it is, and then go into that and find the frequency and lower it, and do that, repeat until you don't have more clashing.
Bro, I think I could learn from that. I think I'm mixing a song right now over a beat that like was made to be an instrumental.
Yeah.
So like its mid ranges are heavy, and I've been trying to dynamic EQ it.
Right.
Maybe the way is to static EQ.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's probably both. Like
probably both. Yeah.
But yeah, that's also like depending on if you're just dealing with one beat, where you can only possibly have one clash between if you have a vocal on top of it and the beat, versus if you have a bunch of tracks or stems or whatever, there can be clash between the separate stems or tracks. So
cool. I think overall vibe for me, it's a yellow. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I think it's a cool vibe.
Or not vibe, sorry, overall track.
Overall
I would develop it.
Yeah, overall track. I don't know if I went through the other ones. I think content would be content's a chartreuse. I don't have any specific problems with it. I would probably want to go back and listen to the lyrics again.
Yeah.
And maybe suggest like trying to make sure that you have some sort of like hookiness or like a lot of the best lyrics out there in any genre are ones where they sort of lines connect to each other and there's sort of like a smartness about the way that they do. You know, like one line will set up like sort of a punchline almost. And then the one after it sort of ties things together in a way that's like insightful or a different way of thinking about the situation or, you know, a different way of saying things that have been said before, which is what music is most of the time.
Yep.
So maybe just look at the lyrics and try to make them like especially interesting and smart rather than just purely expressing what you think. Saying what you think in an interesting way is what makes really, really good, cool lyrics. Especially when you're talking about, you know, being sad.
Yeah.
That's like a really good case, actually. There's a lot of songs out there that are about being sad, but the songs themselves don't make the listener feel sad. They make them like sort of relate to it, but also bring it into a different light or different context.
Sometimes.
So that's just a thought with that. And then production, yeah, it's a yellow. There's just stuff to work on there with frequencies and vocal mixing and stuff like that. Vocal production.
Cool.
And then overall, I would give it a again like a yellow or maybe slightly leaning towards green. Probably a yellow.
Okay.
There's some stuff that needs to be developed. Maybe a couple things that could be redone. So it's a yellow.
Cool. Well, there you go. Thank you very much for submitting Night High. Definitely want to hear what you work on next, especially